就在许多人嘲笑川普看扁美国的时候，美军用实际行动打了这些嘴炮们的脸。就在昨天晚间，一场突如其来的打击行动在中东悄然展开。这场行动的代号为午夜铁锤行动 Operation Midnight Hammer。 这是一场由美国空军主导的规模空前的 B-2轰炸任务，他们的目标直指伊朗3处核心的核武设施福尔多、纳坦兹、伊斯法罕。一开始进行的极为低调，在美东时间下午5点，7架 B-2幽灵轰炸机从密苏里州基地悄然起飞，开始了一趟长达18小时的不间断飞行。这段航程穿越了多国领空，需要在空中多次加油。而在飞行过程当中，他们和其他的美军战机以及支援的飞机在中东上空汇合，准备执行一次极其精密的空中编队打击任务。根据第二天美军联席会议主席丹·凯恩向媒体的通报，在美东时间6点40分，也就是伊朗当天凌晨2点10分，领航的B-2轰炸机对伊朗进行了第一轮袭击，投下2枚全世界目前威力最强的钻地弹 GBU-57。 这种炸弹简称 MOP， 专门为地下深处的目标而设计，它的目的就是摧毁像福尔多这样藏在深山里边的地下堡垒。在接下来的短短25分钟之内，总共有14枚 MOP 陆续投下，划破了夜空，命中福尔多和纳塔兹2个核目标。美国海军一艘舰艇也同时发动了攻击，向伊斯法罕核设施发射了30枚战斧巡弋飞弹。这不单是一次空袭，它是一场立体战术的整合。最终，伊朗最重要的、戒备最森严的，也是最坚固的地下核基地福尔多遭到多轮钻地弹袭击。这一消息证实了此前军事专家所说的，只有一轮打击是不够的。福尔多整个设施深藏地下90多公尺的山腰，容纳约3000台离心机。根据国际原子能机构今年5月发布的最新报告，伊朗已经累积超过408公斤，浓度约 60% 的浓缩铀，这个数量足以转化为9枚核弹的原料。而伊朗方面传出，虽然基地被轰炸，但是他们早已撤离了核设备。但是我判断这种传闻大概率只是文宣而已。一方面他们不能承认自己的核武能力被彻底摧毁了，另外一方面也给自己一个不去反击美国的台阶下。为什么会这么判断呢？因为美军的卫星对伊朗核设施早就有不间断的密切监控，而且以色列在此前的轰炸当中也全面掌握了伊朗的制空权，甚至对伊朗军方的渗透程度和情报的准确，足以定点清除伊朗军队高层至少1/3的将军。在这种情况底下，力量要对3000台离心机进行神不知鬼不觉的大规模的搬迁和运输，不让美国的卫星、侦察机、以色列战机知道，几乎没有可能性。值得一提是，在这场行动当中，伊朗的防空系统几乎毫无反应，没有任何战机升空，没有拦截，没有地对空飞弹的锁定和发射。根据美军的报告，他们采用了7敌战术，利用战斗机声东击西来掩护轰炸机的行动，出其不意，悄然进入也悄然离开，全程没有遇到任何阻力，最终安全返航。根据可靠消息，美军在同一时间还发动了电子干扰，在伊朗的凌晨2点多钟，在多地有人观测到大范围的 GPS 干扰，当地的国际媒体的通讯设备据说都失去了信号。那当然，在此前，以色列已经摧毁了伊朗大量的飞弹发射器，为美军的轰炸开路。以色列做法是先派出无人机在伊朗的中南部地区引发防空系统启动，当这个系统一启动，以色列就发现目标了，然后由战斗机将其摧毁。五角大楼表示，在这次任务当中，一共有超过125架美军军机参与，包括轰炸机、战斗机、加油机和侦察机。整场行动一共动用了75枚以上的精准制导飞弹。美军表示，初步评估显示3个核设施都遭到了极其严重的破坏。以色列军方则表示，他们正在评估美军轰炸福尔多地下核设施得到的具体成果。那此次行动是美军历来最大规模的 B-2 战略打击任务，甚至是过去20多年来 B-2 执行的最长距离的一次打击，而这同时也是威力惊人的 MOP 钻地弹在人类历史上首次被实际投入作战使用。有美国媒体分析说，这次行动的总成本最高获达5亿美元。 而川普总统在前晚的全国演说当中也亲自证实了这场行动是成功的。川普在演说当中把伊朗形容为中东的恶霸和全世界对恐怖主义最大的资助国。他说那些核设施已经被彻底摧毁了，这是一场壮观的军事胜利。他同时还警告，如果伊朗不选择和平谈判，或者是对美国进行回击的话，那么美国准备好了会有更大规模的袭击。美国国防部长在第二天的讲话当中也说，这场袭击是压倒性的胜利。他特别强调说，这场行动并没有针对伊朗的平民，甚至都没有袭击核武基地周边的伊朗军队，而是外科手术般极为精准地摧毁了伊朗的核设施，展现了美国重新找回的核阻力。什么叫核阻力啊？我不真正的消灭你，但是让你知道可以消灭你的能力。这次行动令人惊叹的地方是川普政府高超的战略部署和迅速果断的决策，还有这场行动当中美军袭击的准确度和协同能力，以及美军和以色列军的团结和配合。同时这场行动也传递出了一个重大的信号，就是为了捍卫美国和世界的共同利益，美国会毫不犹豫地选择以实际行动来表态，重建对战略对手的威慑力，通过无与伦比的军事力量来维护世界和平。毕竟全世界各个国家，包括中国、俄罗斯都在反对伊朗拥有核武器，但是谁也没有能够出手，谁也不能够阻止，全世界只有美国能够做到。至于美国卷入中东战争的这种担忧，我倒认为大可不必。首先，不允许伊朗拥有核武是国际共识。其次，各国都支持回到谈判桌前，也就是不会认同伊朗的反击，特别是在这次袭击之后那更何况伊朗一旦陷入到更大规模的战争，就可能危及自身政权的生存，这将导致俄罗斯失去重要的盟友，中国失去重要的能源输入渠道。所以伊朗不太可能向以色列或者美国宣战，毕竟他现在可能连抵抗的能力也都没有了。即便像他现在威胁的说真的封锁了霍姆兹海峡，对全球能源市场造成冲击，但是也不能阻止美国和以色列的进攻反而给对方名正言顺的机会去彻底消灭这个政权，这对他们来说是自寻死路，加速自身的灭亡。更何况伊朗石油 90% 都销往中国，封锁了海峡，对中国的打击甚至超过对美国。伊朗当然可以如此叫嚣和威胁，这是他们手上唯一的牌，但是他们的海军有没有足够的实力去封锁海峡也很可疑。如果他们真的这么做了，那么在中东的美国海军必然会出击，打通这个海峡并不困难。正如美国政府一直强调的，他们并不打算真正的推翻伊朗的政权，而是要求他们必须无条件投降。而对于哈梅内伊来说，一旦投降，他担心会彻底失去在伊朗的最高权威，这跟政权垮台也没有什么差别。所以继续斗下去、拖下去，恐怕是他唯一的合理选择。也许未来我们会看到哈梅内伊成为伊朗版的叶明琛，选择不战、不和、不守，不死不降不走。只不过他这么做的下场恐怕不会比那位大清国的6部总督好到哪里去，甚至伊朗内部的反对声音就已经把他淹没了。好，那这期节目跟大家先聊到这儿，感谢大家收看，欢迎点击订阅这个频道，也欢迎加入会员收看会员专属的影片。我们下期节目再见。
Last night on President Trump's orders, U.S. Central Command conducted a precision strike in the middle of the night against 3 nuclear facilities in Iran, Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan, in order to destroy or severely degrade Iran's nuclear program. And as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs will demonstrate, it was an incredible and overwhelming success. The order we received from our commander-in-chief was focused, it was powerful, and it was clear. We devastated the Iranian nuclear program. But it's worth noting the operation did not target Iranian troops or the Iranian people. For the entirety of his time in office, President Trump has consistently stated for over 10 years that Iran must not get a nuclear weapon. Full stop. Thanks to President Trump's bold and visionary leadership and his commitment to peace through strength, Iran's nuclear ambitions have been obliterated. Many presidents have dreamed of delivering the final blow to Iran's nuclear program, and none could until President Trump. The operation President Trump planned was bold and it was brilliant. showing the world that American deterrence is back. When this president speaks, the world should listen. And the U.S. military, we can back it up. The most powerful military the world has ever known. No other country on planet Earth could have conducted the operation that the chairman is going to outline this morning. Not even close. Just like Soleimani found out in the first term, Iran found out when POTUS says 60 days that he seeks peace and negotiation, he means 60 days of peace and negotiation. Otherwise, that nuclear program, that nuclear capability will not exist. He meant it. This is not the previous administration. The President Trump said no nukes. He seeks peace, and Iran should take that path. He sent out a truth last night saying this: any retaliation by Iran against the United States of America will be met with force far greater than what was witnessed tonight. Signed, the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. Iran would be smart to heed those words. He's said it before, and he means it. I want to give recognition to the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the Joint Staff, General Eric Kurilla at CENTCOM, who did a phenomenal job, he and his staff, all of CENTCOM. Policy, across the board, this was a joint effort, and across the Pentagon effort. I want to recognize the pilots who flew those bombers, who flew those fighters, who flew those refuelers, warriors. I want to recognize the sailors on those destroyers, in those subs, on those carriers, warriors, all of them. I want to recognize our soldiers doing air defense, base defense, QRF, warriors, all of them. Every American involved in this operation performed flawlessly. And I want to give recognition to our allies in Israel as well. This is a plan that took months and weeks of positioning and preparation so that we could be ready when the President of the United States called. It took a great deal of precision. It involved misdirection and the highest of operational security. Our B-2s went in and out of downtown Tehran, of these nuclear sites, in and out and back without the world knowing at all. In that way, it was historic. A strike that included the longest B-2 Spirit bomber mission since 2001 and the first operational employment of the MOP, a massive ordnance penetrator. The mission demonstrated to the world the level of joint and allied integration that speak to the strength of our alliance and our joint forces. As President Trump has stated, the United States does not seek war, but let me be clear. We will act swiftly and decisively when our people, our partners, or our interests are threatened. Iran should listen to the President of the United States and know that he means it, every word. I want to give congratulations to our Commander-in-Chief. It was an honor to watch him lead last night and throughout, and to our great American warriors on this successful operation. God bless our troops. God bless America. And we give glory to God for his providence and continue to ask for his protection. I turn it over now to the chairman for specifics.
At midnight Friday into Saturday morning, a large B-2 strike package comprised of bombers launched from the continental United States. As part of the plan to maintain tactical surprise, part of the package proceeded to the west and into the Pacific as a decoy, a deception effort known only to an extremely small number of planners and key leaders here in Washington and in Tampa. The main strike package, comprised of 7 B-2 Spirit bombers, each with 2 crew members, proceeded quietly to the east with minimal communications. Throughout the 18-hour flight into the target area, the aircraft completed multiple in-flight refuelings. Once over land, the B-2s linked up with escort and support aircraft in a complex tightly timed maneuver requiring exact synchronization across multiple platforms in a narrow piece of airspace, all done with minimal communications. This type of integration is exactly what our joint force does better than anyone else in the world. At approximately 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time last night, and just prior to the strike package entering Iran, a U.S. submarine in the Central Command Area of Responsibility launched more than 24 Tomahawk land attack cruise missiles against key surface infrastructure targets at Esfahan. As the Operation Midnight Hammer strike package entered Iranian airspace, the U.S. employed several deception tactics, including decoys, as the fourth and fifth generation aircraft pushed out in front of the strike package at high altitude and high speed, sweeping in front of the package for enemy fighters and surface-to-air missile threats. The strike package was supported by U.S. Strategic Command, U.S. Transportation Command, U.S. Cyber Command, U.S. Space Command, U.S. Space Force, and U.S. European Command. As the strike package approached Fordow and Natanz, the U.S. protection package employed high-speed suppression weapons to ensure safe passage of the strike package, with fighter assets employing preemptive suppressing fires against any potential Iranian surface-to-air threats. We are currently unaware of any shots fired at the U.S. strike package on the way in. At approximately 6:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2:10 a.m. Iran time, the lead B-2 dropped two GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrator weapons on the first of several aim points at Fordow. As the president stated last night, the remaining bombers then hit their targets as well, with a total of 14 MOPs dropped against two nuclear target areas. All three Iranian nuclear infrastructure targets were struck between 6:40 p.m. and 7:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, that's about 2:10 in the morning local time in Iran, with the Tomahawk missiles being the last to strike at Esfahan to ensure we retain the element of surprise throughout the operation. Following weapons release, the Midnight Hammer strike package exited Iranian airspace and the package began its return home. We are unaware of any shots fired at the package on the way out. Iran's fighters did not fly, and it appears that Iran's surface-to-air missile systems did not see us. Throughout the mission, we retained the element of surprise. In total, U.S. forces employed approximately 75 precision-guided weapons during this operation. This included, as the president stated last night, 14 30,000-pound GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrators, marking the first ever operational use of this weapon. I know that battle damage is of great interest. Final battle damage will take some time, but initial battle damage assessments indicate that all three sites sustained extremely severe damage and destruction. More than 125 U.S. aircraft participated in this mission, including B-2 stealth bombers, multiple flights of fourth and fifth generation fighters, dozens and dozens of air refueling tankers, a guided missile submarine, and a full array of intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance aircraft, as well as hundreds of maintenance and operational professionals. As the Secretary said, this was the largest B-2 operational strike in U.S. history and the second longest B-2 mission ever flown, exceeded only by those in the days following 9/11.